Skizoink! Yep, that's right. Wotofo's entered the Squawk game. Well, is it really Wotofo? It's a company called Stentorium, which, in my opinion, I think they're a sister company or they're affiliated in some way. But they got their new Squawk box out, and it is called the Ram box. And I'll tell you what, this Ram box hits like a truck full of dildos. It hits harder than a brick house. It all depends on the build you put in here. Now, if you don't know Ohm's Law, you don't know your battery safety, do not get this. You got to know your Ohm's Law. You got to know your battery safety. I cannot emphasize that enough because this is an unregulated / mechanical box mod. Now, some people may say this isn't a true mechanical box because there's soldering points, this, that, and the other. It's unregulated. There's no safety going on. I mean, you got a locking switch on the side, the firing switch, which we're going to get into in the close-ups, but that's it. You got to know your battery safety. You got to know your Ohm's Law. You got it? So the build that I'm rocking in here is a dual fuse Clapton reading at 0.15-ish, and you know what? Here's the deal. With the fuse Clapton builds on a mechanical box or mechanical vape, I mean, it vapes well, don't get me wrong. To me, I kind of like it. I think it's a chill vape, but at the same time, hits, like I said, a truck full of dildos, a brick house, a donkey dick, or whatever you want to call it. It hits hard. But round wire builds vape better on mechanical devices, in my opinion, because there's less ramp up. Oh yeah, she's smashing, baby. The device I have on here is the Pulse 24 BF by Vandy Vape and Tony B. I think it's the #1 bottom feeder on the frickin' planet right now. I got a link down in the description to the full video of this Pulse 24. Check it out. Man, I am digging this Squonk game, guys. There are some cons with this, which I have to address, but there's a lot of pros. Yeah, but she's light, she's all resin, comes in different color options. We'll get into all that in the close-ups, because I'm going to go over the pros and the cons in the close-ups, but I got to take a few more hits just to show you the vapor production and rave about this sucker. And when you start to get a muted flavor, you just go to the bottle, squeeze it. Hear that? Shoots juice up through the RDA to the wick into the coil, and you're ready to go to town. So yeah, as far as vape quality, it's hard to get much better than this, boys and girls. Alrighty, so here's the packaging for this Ram Squonker by Stentorium. And of course, inside that packaging, you're going to receive your Ram box. You get 2 extra Squawk bottles. And last but not least, a user manual. So right now, I've seen 3 different color options. 3 personally. You got the green. You can choose blue. And then you got what they call the black, which has got black, blue, orange, a little bit of gray, white. Absolutely gorgeous. I like this one the best. That's the one I've been using. So yeah, this Mamma Jamma is primarily made of resin, guys. And it's got this rubbery feel. It just feels oh so good in the hand. It's the perfect size. Perfect size for my hand, at least, okay? But she's 78 millimeter by 47 millimeter by 24 millimeter. At the top of this device, she's got a 24 karat gold plated Squonk 510 connection. 510 threads are nice and smooth, and it seems to have this insulator around here. At the top on the side of this device, you got your fire button, which is, in my opinion, beautiful. It's got this knurling section around here, okay, and this is also 24 karat gold plated. At the base of this mod, you got this piece right here, which is also 24 karat gold plated. It says Stentorium, and this is part of your negative battery connection, which you're going to see in a second. And on the front of this device, you have your magnetic battery door, which we're going to get inside here, but you have an opening for your Squonk bottle, and this is a nice firm Squonk bottle. Definitely not as soft as that silicone bottle I just showed you for the Pulse BF box, but it gets the job done. Again, it's nice and firm. It's the same type of bottle that comes with the Lost Vape drone and that other Lost Vape BF box. Again, here's a little tour of the outside of the box for you. Actually, this has some purple in it. So some green, some light green, some purple, some gray. And each one of these resin devices are going to be slightly different. That's the beauty of buying one of these. Not all these suckers are going to be the same. Each pattern is slightly different. Again, here's an outside look at the blue one. Again, a look at the black one. So you get your thumb inside of here, and the magnetic battery door comes off like so. You got a magnet right here, and then you got a magnet right here. And everything inside is nice and clean. Got a little ribbon over here to get your battery out. This holds a single 18650 battery, by the way. Again, here's the resin battery panel. So again, here's where your 18650 battery goes. At the top, you got your positive battery connection. At the bottom, you got your negative battery connection. So like I mentioned, they market this as a mechanical Squonk box mod, and you've got this section right here, and this completes the circuit. So every time you hit the fire button, boom, it makes a connection. It completes that circuit. So this sucker right here at the top protrudes out just a little bit. So when you hit this fire button, it makes a connection every time. And this is a firm switch, guys. I mean, you have to press this sucker pretty hard. And to unlock the firing switch, you're supposed to turn it counterclockwise, and it's supposed to unlock it. And to lock it, they say to turn this thing clockwise. All the way. And there you go, it locks. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this little knurling section, it's a bitch to grip. And it doesn't lock every time. Here, I'm gonna try it again. Unlock it. She's unlocked, she's making a connection. Gonna go ahead and lock it again. Turn it all the way clockwise. See, it doesn't lock it. Try it again. See, it's all the way turned clockwise. There we go. Nope. See, that just doesn't work. Definitely a con in my opinion. It's not efficient and it's hard to grip. But the good news is this thing is firm, man. It's not going to easily fire in your pocket, but I just don't like taking a chance. Go ahead and pull the Squawk bottle out just to show you this. Okay, you got the hose, and then you got this metal piece which screws into the plastic bottle. And the good thing about this bottle, I've never had any leaking. So yeah, you fill this sucker up, screw this bad boy on, and pop your hose in, and it's a nice tight fit, which it should be. Always want to keep that pressure. Boom. Another thing I want to point out in this battery tray, there's no markers. There's no positive or negative markers. Now this is the positive. This is supposed to be for the positive section, and this is supposed to be for the negative section for those of you guys who do not know. But I want to state, there's got to be markers in here, man. So yeah, the positive faces up, and the negative faces down. And the battery doors for the RAM boxes that I own, they fit good. There is just a little bit of play, and there is a little bit of feedback. But they fit good, they're not going anywhere. And like I mentioned before, I've been rocking this black unit, well the black, the orange, and the blue, but in order to use it, you gotta pop the back panel back on there. Once you have your battery in there, you got the bottle filled up. But in order to use a Squonk, for those of you guys who do not know what squonking is, you squeeze that Squonk bottle and it shoots juice up through the 510 connection. Just like so. And then it pulls the excess juice right back down into the bottle. That's how this sucker works. Easy peasy, what a sleazy. And again, even though the Squonk bottle is firm, it's very, very responsive. Easy to use. It's not that firm. I mean, it's firm compared to the silicone bottle. Again, all this is going to be subjective. You may prefer this type of bottle over the silicone bottle. So here's the Pulse 24 sitting on the RAM box. Again, 24 millimeter in diameter this Pulse BF is. And look, there is just a little bit of overhang. Obviously not off the front, but on the sides. But it doesn't look bad with a 24mm device. Not at all, not in my opinion. All this is gonna be subjective though. So there's 4 cons that I found for this Mamma Jamma. The first one is the locking switch, the locking button. You can lock it, but it's inconsistent and it's a bitch to grab a hold of. If you got fat fingers, your fingers are wet and are sweaty in any way, good luck. They need to make the fire button longer if they're gonna keep this locking style going. Second con, there's no battery indicators. There's no pluses or minuses. They gotta have that. The third one, when I pop the battery door on there, it fits great. It's not going anywhere, but there is a little bit of play. That's a super nitpicky one, but it is what it is. And then the last con that I found for this, anything 24 and 25mm or larger, and there's going to be overhang on the sides. Now on to the pros. First of all, price point for a resin box, 55 to 70 bucks is what I'm seeing online, and I think that's a great price point, especially compared to other Squonk boxes out there, mechanical Squonk boxes. It's a great price point. Now it's nothing like the freaking Vanny Vape, the Pulse BF, $39.99, nothing like that, but this is made of resin. The way this thing feels, that's the other pro. Since it's made of resin, it's got this rubbery, grippy feel. It just feels oh so good, and the size, it's super light. Holy crap. Next pro, I do like the fire switch. It's nice and firm, and it makes a connection every time. This thing hits like a freaking truck full of dildos. But yeah, I like the fact how firm it is. Love the gold-plated accents. You know, I'm actually a fan of the Squonk bottle. I like the silicone bottles better, but this sucker's very responsive, and they include 2 extra ones. The battery door, even though there's a little bit of play, it fits great. And it's not going anywhere. Love the color options. These 3 color options look the tits, don't they? I mean, this thing looks slick. I post this sucker on my Instagram and people went buck wild over it. This being a mechanical mod giving you an unregulated vape, I like it. It's a chill vape. You build to what you want to vape at. You got to know your Ohm's law. If you don't know those, then don't buy this. I don't recommend it. Would this be better if it was regulated? If it were the same size or similar size? Yeah, in my opinion it would. And that may be another con to some of you guys. The fact that this is a mechanical mod or an unregulated mod, you may not like it. So that's something I got to point out. Oh yeah, check it out. You got RAM on the side here. You see that? Oh yeah, and with the resin pattern, every one that you get is going to be different. You're going to have your own unique pattern. That's what's so cool about resin. I've been using this box for about 2 weeks now, and I have not had any leaking issues. I will state, every time I pull a Squonk dripper off of this and pop a new one on, there is a little bit of juice that holds up right there, but it's not awful. Anytime you're using a dripper, period, there's going to be juice lingering around. Alright, so those are the pros and the cons that I found for this box, this RAM box. Now I want to show you guys a size comparison before I take you guys back to FaceTime. Here's the Vanny Vape Pulse BF box next to this RAM box, and I'm going to state, I thought that the freaking Pulse BF box was light. This sucker's lighter. They are about the same height, but the RAM box is a little bit thinner. Now with the Pulse BF box, you can pop bigger devices on here. You're not going to have overhang with your 24 and 25 millimeter devices. But which one feels better? Oh, that's subjective. Personally, I think this sucker feels a little bit better because it's resin, it's got that rubbery finish, and it's lighter. But it all depends on what you're looking for. You want something that has that nylon feel, still rounded, still feels good in the old hand, or do you want something that's got that resin feel, that rubbery feel? So like I mentioned in the close-ups, the price points for this, 55 to 70 bucks depending on where you buy it online. I'll post links down in the description to the sites that I know of that are credible, that will be or are carrying this. Now on to the big question, the big answer of the day. Who do I think is going to benefit from this bad boy the most? This is for the vapor that's looking for a mechanical / unregulated box mod, Squawk box mod. If you're a squonker and you're looking for an unregulated / mechanical device, this is for you. If you're looking for a device that's all resin, that's light, ergonomic, has that rubbery feel, this is for you. If you're looking for something that's got a firm fire button, now I didn't mention this in the close-ups, but it's spring loaded, and that spring over time will soften up, but it's still going to be firm. If you're looking for something that's firm, then this bad boy is for you. If you're looking for an unregulated Squonk mod that takes a single 18650, this is for you. You don't mind your 24 and 25 millimeter devices having just a little bit of overhang. If you're looking for all that I just mentioned, well then go on and get you one. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, liked it, found it entertaining and helpful. If you did like this video, well then like it down below. And if you want to see more of me, subscribe for more. This is Rip Trippers, and remember, smoking is dead, vaping is the future, and the future is now.